The offseason has officially started for the Arizona Cardinals. Now, yes, we can say the offseason started the moment we got kicked out of playoff contention back in January, but this is going to be the most exciting time for the 2023 Arizona Cardinals to build that roster up right. Today, what I want to talk about is the top 3 scenarios that I would love to play out heading into this year's 2023 NFL Draft. Alright guys, welcome back in. Now, like I mentioned in this video, I want to talk about the NFL Draft and 3 possible scenarios that I would love to play out heading into this year's NFL Draft. Now, before we get started, definitely do me a huge favor, smack the like button on this video and subscribe for more Arizona Cardinals content. On the road to 12K, ladies and gentlemen, and I cannot do it without you guys. Also, follow me on all my social platforms. All the links will be in the description of this video. Alright, let's go ahead and dive right into it here. Now, the Arizona Cardinals have a very tough task ahead of them, right? We got Monty Ossenfort, a brand new GM. We got, Jonathan Gannon, a brand new head coach. We got a brand new DC, a brand new OC, and we are retaining our special teams coordinator. So we got a lot of unknown heading into the 2023 season. I do feel like this offseason is going to be very crucial for the Arizona Cardinals heading into the 2023 season. And it does start in free agency, but I want to focus down this video on the NFL Draft and talking about 3 top scenarios that I would love to play out, right, heading into this year's draft. Now, let's talk about scenario number 1, right? Now, I think it's a consensus amongst most Cardinal fans that we want either of these 2 players. We want Jalen Carter or we want Will Anderson Jr. Now, right now, we are sitting at the 3rd overall spot in the NFL Draft, and I think this can play out any which way. Now, let's first focus on this first scenario for the Arizona Cardinals, which I do feel like is the most likely to happen, and that is going to be staying at the 3rd overall spot, not doing anything and allowing either Will Anderson or Jalen Carter to fall to the Cardinals. Now, I think for the most part, most people in the NFL believe that one of the 2 teams that are before the Arizona Cardinals are going to be picking a quarterback. Now, some say that's going to be the Texans. Some might say that, there's rumors out there that the Chicago Bears might go quarterback. Now, I don't believe the rumors. I don't believe that hype, but I do believe that one of these 2 top players can fall to the Cardinals. Now, I think that's going to be the most likely scenario to kind of happen, but here is a scenario within that very first one, right? There is a possibility that the Chicago Bears might trade out of that 1st overall spot to a quarterback needy team. And if that were to happen, we have Will Anderson and Jalen Carter dropping to the 3rd overall spot in this NFL Draft for the Arizona Cardinals to choose. Now, if this were to happen, let me know who you guys would take, right? This would probably be one of the biggest debates coming into this offseason for Cardinal fans. Will Anderson or Jalen Carter? Let me know if they both fall to the number 3rd overall spot. Who would you guys take? Put it in the comments below. I feel like that would be a really cool scenario to kind of, play out for the Cardinals. And the most likely to happen, right? Or at least for them to stay at the 3rd overall spot. Now, let's move over to the second scenario for the Cardinals. Now, I do feel like this is going to be the dream scenario, right? Now, if you take a look at this NFL Draft, we have a lot of quarterback needy teams, especially within the top 10. Now, I think the way that this can pan out is that if we have the Texans go quarterback, and let's say that the Chicago Bears stay at the number 1 spot, right? Let's say they go either Will Anderson or Jalen Carter with the number 1 overall, right? And that leaves the Arizona Cardinals at the number 3 overall with one of the 2 top defensive players still there, right? What if the Colts, now this might be a reach, and I get it. What if the Colts are that scared that somebody's going to go ahead and leapfrog them, jumping into the number 3 overall spot, and they want to take our 3rd overall spot, and we move to the number 4th overall spot? Now, what can the Arizona Cardinals get, right? What the Cardinals can get for just giving up that 1 spot is probably a 2nd rounder, maybe a 3rd rounder, maybe multiple picks for just moving up that 1 spot. Now, I do think this is going to be the dream scenario, because let's be honest, the Colts want a quarterback. I don't think anybody out there is saying that the Colts want either the top 2 defensive players out there. The Cardinals would be making out like a bandit if this were to happen, right? So let's paint it again. The Bears take one of the top 2 defensive players. We got the Texans going quarterback. We got the Arizona Cardinals trading back to the number 4th overall spot, and the Colts going to the number 3rd overall spot. They get their quarterback, and the Arizona Cardinals still get one of the top 2 defensive players in this draft. Now, I get it. It's a dream scenario. It most likely will not happen, but you never know. The draft is absolutely crazy, but that would be something that I would like to kind of look out for, right? Because the Cardinals can still get some picks. Now, it won't be a huge load, right? It won't be a huge load, but it still would be getting some more picks for us to start building up this depth, heading into the 2023 season. Let's talk about the last scenario here for the Cardinals. Now, I don't want this one, but there is Cardinal fans out there that want the Arizona Cardinals to do this at all means necessary, right? Now, to me, I want to make out of this draft, at least in the first round, with either Jalen Carter or Will Anderson. That's just me. But there's people out there that don't care, right? That don't care about those generational talents. They want to get an offensive lineman. They want to get the best cornerback. And what that means is they want to trade back with a quarterback needy team. Now, if you take a look at the draft, right, you have a lot of quarterback needy teams, or at least it seems like it from the, outside looking in. 3 possible quarterback needy teams: the Vegas Raiders, right? The Atlanta Falcons, the Carolina Panthers, and some might actually say that the Seahawks might be one of those people out there. Now, I know there's some Seahawks fans out there that are like, no, we're not going to do it this year, but you don't know what the front office is going to do, right? And also the Lions. Now, I get it. The Lions came out and said that Jared Goff is their future, but you never really know in what's going to happen in the NFL draft. Now, there is some quarterback needy teams outside of the top 10 as well, which I don't want the Arizona Cardinals to move past the Carolina Panthers if they do choose to do that, right? I don't want to move out of the top 10. I still want to make sure that we get our chance of the top tackle, the top cornerback, whoever falls to the Arizona Cardinals if that were to play out the way that it plays out. But if that were to happen, if the Cardinals did move from number 3 to 7, 8, 9, something like that, then we would be getting so much draft picks coming our way, which now that we have a new GM, it's obviously a brand new look. It's going to be a brand new way of, looking at our roster, right? I trust Monty Osen for over trusting Steve Keim in this amount of draft picks, or at least for now, right? I want to see what this draft looks like heading into the 2023 season before I make that, commitment to Monty. But at this very moment, we have more optimism heading into this year's draft. So if the Cardinals were to do that, right? If they go to trade back into any quarterback needy team, 7, 8, 9, anything like that, we would be getting so many picks coming our way, which I don't want to do this personally, but there are some fans out there that do want the Arizona Cardinals to pull the trigger and do something like that to accumulate more picks, to start building up this team right. Let me know a scenario that I didn't mention in the top 3 that you think that's going to play out for the Arizona Cardinals in the draft, or if there's any of these top 3 that you would love in terms of what your dream scenario would be for the Arizona Cardinals in this 2023 season. Let me know in the comments below. As always, thank you so very much for tuning in. Have a great rest of your day, and go Cards.